You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you.
No, God!
Accurate. I came across a video of the fire chief, a lesbian. Love it, great. I'm not thinking about your genitals or your preferences when I need a hero. Why is it okay? That'd be like a gay man being like, we need more gay men in here.
No, God, please,
That'd be like
no!
me going, we need more hot guys in here to be firefighters. That would be like a dude being like, we just need more hot blondes. That's what we need, and I will not stop until there are more people that I'm attracted to or that are in my dating pool. Like, isn't that essentially just recruiting people in your dating pool to work at your office? Wait, all the people in charge of LA's fire response are lesbians named Kristen? I do not recall voting on a prop that said we could recruit our fire team off Grindr. What?
What's going on, guys? Unfortunately, the drama with this apocalyptic LA County fire continues because Kristen Fowley was allegedly fired, according to the Daily Mail. But, however, it appears as though there was an Uno reverse, because even though woke Mayor Karen Bass summoned Crowley into her office with the intent of firing, apparently this did not actually happen.
News we brought you at the top of the hour. There was a meeting behind closed doors a short time ago between the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, and the LA fire chief, Kristen Crowley. The two have been publicly contradicting each other on whether or not budget cuts had hindered the LA Fire Department's ability to respond to these wildfires that are burning tonight. Chief Crowley had been blunt, including in an interview on CNN here earlier, saying that her warnings about those budget cuts and how they were affecting her department had been ignored. But the mayor's office is denying an online report tonight that she had fired Crowley, her office telling CNN, quote, "This is false."
Now, for some obvious reasons, this did not happen. Now, obviously, Kristen could have went into the office and, you know, they could have had a heart-to-heart, you know, a lesbian to lesbian, you know, type of thing, like a brother from another mother type of conversation. Or it could have been like a, hey, you fire me in the middle of a disaster as your fire chief, you're probably going to screw yourself. You might get the workers not even wanting to do the work anymore. Other people might start quitting, and you might get further exposed. Now, we can mitigate this damage if you go ahead and let me keep my job right now. We can hash this out after this crisis is over. So Karen Bass, I think, was trying to act emotionally, but then she decided to back down when she realized that the odds were not in her favor. Now, Bass, in my opinion, is going down regardless. I feel like, in my view, the person who will get majority of the blame is Bass. Newsom, I don't know, he might be able to get out of it. Bass, I don't think is going to be able to get out of it. I don't know who is going to make it out of this unscathed, but I know the hate for Republicans is quite strong, but that doesn't matter. Newsom's term is going to be over soon anyway, but in regard to the mayor, they're probably just going to have some other Democrat come in and take over and call out their mistakes and win anyway. So at the end of the day, they're going to go from one terrible regime to another. Stephen A. Smith here thinks all of them got to go. Me and Stephen A. have been agreeing lately. He's kind of low-key red pill Stephen A., with the exception of still voting for Democrats on the radical left. However, I think that he at least has the right idea. He's at least paying attention. The gears are turning, guys. Sometimes it takes time. You don't want to admit the truth. But Stephen A., we're going to work on him. Without further ado, let's get into his reaction where he's having a discussion about how these people need to get the hell up out of office.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guess what I got to tell y'all? Guess what I have to tell you? America can't wait for Donald Trump to get in office January 21st. And guess who's saying that? It ain't me. It's liberals in the state of California.
Facts.
I guess wildfires would do that to you, huh? Are they saying this is a natural disaster? Are they pointing the finger, as I am, at the politicians throughout the state of California. That's from Gavin Newsom on down to Mayor Karen Bass and others. It is an absolute travesty in the state, in obviously in Los Angeles and the surrounding areas, Pacific Palisades, Malibu, etc. What are they saying about their elected officials at this particular moment in time? And be specific as to what they're saying and why they're saying it.
Okay, number one, people are scared. They're terrified because there has never been anything like this before. And what happened the first day was basically a hurricane of fire. And no one can prepare for that. No one can be ready for that.
Guys, I'm so tired of hearing this. If you can't be prepared for events, including national disasters, then why the hell are you the governor? Why the hell are you the mayor? Your job is to be prepared for anything. We understand there's going to be challenges, but if when a challenge occurs, you just say, well, no one can be prepared, it's just too hard, you're a pathetic leader. Ron DeSantis ain't saying, well, who's going to be prepared for Cat 5 hurricanes? Who's going to be prepared? I can see it if it's like an earthquake, right? Something that's more rare. These fires happen all the time. But if it's, guys, this is, and they can point to specific things that went wrong too. Man with a shield. I'm tired of these left-wing shields, bro.
I saw Gavin Newsom yesterday. I saw him. I ran into him and ran out and jumped out of the car to talk to him. And he said, I can't talk. I'm on the phone with the president. And I understand that. But
didn't this fool do the same thing to another lady and lie about it?
Governor, you got a second? Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the call.
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements.
Did this dude not see the video? I wonder if Stephen A is going to bring that up.
Firefighters saying there was no water. How do you not have enough water in the state of California? I'm wondering about that. And before we go further, I want to show you this quote that was put out by former President Donald Trump, soon to be president again, come January 21st with his inauguration. But in 2019, he put this quote on X/Twitter, quote, "The governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has done a terrible job of forest management. I told him from the first day we met that he must clean his forest floors, regardless of what his bosses, the environmentalists, demand of him. Must also do burns and cut fire stoppers. Every year as the fires rage and California burns, it is the same thing. And then he comes to the federal government for help, meaning dollars. No more. Get your act together, Governor. You don't see close to the level of burn in other states." That was Donald Trump. That was in 2019, Kevin.
there are some points that are valid about California being prepared for the fire season or for fires each and every year. I will say again, the fire that burned down Palisades was a once in a lifetime anomaly of 100-mile-an-hour winds and fire pushing it through a neighborhood. Now, that being said, once it starts and once it happens, you have to call in the cavalry. It was one night basically where the entire Palisades burned down. They were gone. But there has to be a plan in place so that this doesn't happen again. We know we're in an area where these Santa Ana winds come through each and every year. And
look, full stop. Let's stop right there. They know that the winds come through every year. So to say, well, there's no way we could be prepared. We didn't know. Like, you knew what the hell was going to happen. That the winds come and you know that it's fires. So you knew this was a possibility. Guys, look, I'm going to key y'all in on something a lot of y'all don't know, okay? Disaster recovery, okay? There's a common process for businesses that are preparing for disasters, including natural disasters. That is a key part of it, is preparing for weather disasters and disaster recovery, and you prepare oftentimes for worst case scenario. So to say, oh, they have no way to possibly know or be prepared for this, it is a lie. They would have considered the scenario, and it probably had some of the people at the top, like Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass, say, oh, well, whatever, it's going to cost too much money. Instead, we want to put that into DEI programs. We want to put it into migrant programs. We want to put it into whatever the hell else BS woke nonsense that they do out there in California, instead of keeping citizens safe. It's always the same thing with these leftists. They're stupid. They never focus on the bare essentials, the necessities. Instead, they focus on a bunch of nonsense that doesn't help anybody except for woke activists feel good about themselves. That's the problem with this whole situation.
Now you have to rebuild in areas where some people don't even have insurance anymore, where their fire insurance was taken away.
And why was their fire insurance taken away? Why did the insurance company take their fire insurance away, Kevin?
Good question.
Listen, this is more of, and let's understand something, whether it's the insurance industry as a whole. The insurance industry as a whole.
Intellectual dishonesty is coming here. I hope you guys are ready.
Taking advantage of Americans for a long time. And they drop people's fire insurance, and by dropping their fire insurance, because they were like, oh, you're in Pacific Palisades, you're never going to burn, and we're going to drop your insurance. And people
Get the hell out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Okay.
Get out! Get out! This dude is such an idiot. Insurance companies drop insurance for things that they think are never gonna happen. I can't, bro. I'm sorry, guys. Look. This is not, look, I promise y'all, this is just who I, look, you get, if you ever meet me in real life or anybody else, this is just who I am in real life, but it makes me laugh hysterically at the stupidity, because I'm like, this dude, anybody who knows anything about insurance knows that insurance companies like to drop things that they feel like are very likely going to happen because they're just going to go out of business. Their objective is to make money. If they feel like, well, if we insure something that's guaranteed to happen or is a high likelihood of happening, like these people hire all of these risk and actuarial people to do all of these calculations that are extremely complicated to calculate risk and do all these forecasts. When they make a determination of something that's extremely likely across a broad range of people that are insured, they'll drop the insurance. In places like Florida, a lot of places don't have flood insurance. So in places like California, if they don't have fire insurance, it's because they know that something is likely, not that they don't think it's going to happen. Like, is this dude an idiot?
I say to Gavin Newsom, I say to Karen Bass, you now have to step up and you have to show leadership.
No. We need them to step down. We don't need them to step up. They already stepped up and they stumbled. They fell over and everybody else's house burned down because of them.
One of the things that people expected from Karen Bass is to fix the homeless situation. It's a nightmare in LA. And it is believed.
And by the way, the homeless population is according to statistics, is responsible for more than 50% of the fires in California.
And that is true.
Stephen A is cooking this man. Basically, everything culminates to the Democrats. Everything that they have turns to shit because they have the homeless population. They start a bunch of the fires. They don't take care of the forestry. They don't have enough water. Like, everything is basically the Democrats' fault. And instead, these dummies just try to blame everything on climate change. It is sick.
My brother, you know I love you. And you know we talk a lot. We disagree.
Yep.
I think he's done. After this, I think he's done. Kevin, you cannot look at it. This is a natural disaster, I get. But it was exacerbated by clear incompetence or dereliction of duty, one of the two. When you combine that with it being a homeless individual that has been accused of stoking this fire? When you consider the
starting
fact
the fire in Calabasas, starting the fire in Calabasas,
when you consider the fact that it's a homeless issue that has now come to the forefront, along with a migrant issue to some degree, because you're talking about money and funds and what's lacking and how that compromised what the firefighters could do. I don't know how you get over this, Kev. I don't.
Okay. Well, hold on, Steve. Hold on. I think there's a couple.
Yeah, you do with a bunch of radical leftist shills. That's how you get over it. I mean, if anybody will save them, they will, but we'll see.
That burned everything down was a once in a lifetime anomaly. That being said, and also I think we need to point out that the budget that was cut for the fire department was administrative jobs, but money was also moved around. They did not lose any firefighters.
We do not have enough firefighters.
So now you realize you have Democrats who helped put them in office screaming about their level of incompetence and neglect and clamoring for Donald Trump to be back in office. You realize that, right?
I don't know if they're clamoring for Donald Trump to be back in office.
Right now.
They're clamoring for help.
Right now, for that.
No. Because listen, Steve, Donald Trump is going to go and round up folks once he starts this immigration sweep. Who the hell's going to build the houses? Who's going to build the houses? Who's going to help with the construction? The people who...
These people want slave labor so bad. Like, Mexicans not the only ones who build houses. It's certainly not illegal Mexicans. You know, it's illegal to hire them. What the hell are these people? You're not supposed to get illegal migrants to build houses. It doesn't matter if it happens. Like reputable companies, a lot of them don't do that, right? Like they might sneak in some contractors and stuff here and there where they don't have to do all the same checks. But certainly for like the full-time employees, when they're building out all these neighborhoods and stuff, these are legal citizens, and a lot of them, are Hispanic, Mexican, whatever. But these people are so obsessed with getting illegal migrants to do labor on farms and build houses. It is sickening. I thought illegal migrants wasn't even happening at first. Then it became, well, it's happening and it's Donald Trump's fault. Now it's a good thing that it's happening. We need free or cheap labor. Who else is going to do the cheap labor? We're not going to have anybody to do it. Hire American, you dumbass.
Gavin has my money, so I feel like I have a right to call them out and say, what the hell are you going to do? And I need a plan. And that's why it bothered me yesterday when I got out of my car and I said, hey, Mr. Governor, can we talk to you for a second?
And he said he couldn't talk.
I'm on the phone with the president. But that's a line he seemed to have told somebody else,
and
too.
They were lying. When they asked, they said, I want to hear the call. The woman said, I want to hear the call. I want to hear the call. Yeah. And he says, I'm trying to get him on the phone right now. Well, you said you had him on the phone, and then you said, I'm trying to get him on the phone.
Busted.
Stephen, I will wrap this up by saying this.
Let's wrap this up. Go ahead.
Nothing will make me happier than Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass pulling it together and taking care of these people and righting the ship in Los Angeles and in the state of California.
I hope you're right.
But if not, then they got to go.
They got to go.
Ooh.
You know what? They got to go. I don't give a damn if they do. After what I've seen last few days, they got to go.
Facts.
I'm done. I'm done, Kevin. I'm done.
Out of here.
Sometimes there are natural disasters you can't do a damn thing about. When a hurricane hits your house down in Florida, what can you do? Are you yelling at the politicians to stand out there and stop the winds?
Kev, I'm not going off about the fires. The fires is not their fault. But when firefighters are standing there and saying there's not enough water in the fire hydrants.
That's true.
When Donald Trump asked for water to be pumped from Canada into the LA system, and Gavin Newsom opposed that. When you're hearing about environmentalists compelling him to protect smelt and little fish and salmon at the expense of LA citizens, of California citizens, Kevin, I don't need much else than that. I just don't.
Good.
Maybe you're nicer than me. Maybe I'm too cruel. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Cruel. These people lost their damn houses. Some people lost their life. They lost their pets. They lost everything that some people work hard to earn stuff and save up their whole damn life. And you know what one of those things is? Their house. And everything in the house. This is so pathetic. In my opinion, I think that the fire chief, as far as I know, hasn't done nothing wrong. Okay, I know they was hired on some woke nonsense, but the fire chief hasn't done nothing wrong. If anybody maybe could stay, maybe it's the fire chief if I'm to show any sort of grace, because I have not found any evidence that the fire chief has done anything wrong, with the exception of, I guess, hiring woke. But we don't have any indication that that has caused failures necessarily, right? We don't know that for a fact. However, Karen Bass, Gavin Newsom, oh, they got to go. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Newsom has any possibility of stepping down, Karen Bass, or do you think that they're going to protect each other because they're radical left authoritarians? Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Hey, Olga? Yeah. You're fired.
You can't fire me. I'm the only woman of color, and I will sue your ass.
They got to go. I don't give a damn if they do. After what I've seen last week, they got to go. They got. I'm done. I'm done, Kevin. I'm done.
Excuse me, where's the manager? Hi, I saw your help wanted sign. You're hired.
You're fired. Get out of here. Get the hell. You're destroying our country. You're fired. Get the hell out of here.